Hiya, and welcome back to After Class. The game that teaches us that, this is a tough one. The game that teaches us that Coach Gill... Hiya. That Coach Gill is... That even though he may be a sex offender, he has a heart or something like that. I don't know. That's all I could think of. Anyways, let's just hop right in. I can't feel my legs. Although not sure how it happened, you managed to reach the goal Coach Gill set. You remembered what he told you a long time ago. Walk for a while after running. Do not sit down. If you do, you might faint. You decided to stand up and walk for a bit until your heart wasn't beating fast anymore. It seemed like Coach Gill noticed that. Good job, Walter. Here. He tossed some bottled water, and you managed to catch it. Thanks, Coach. You opened the cap and started drinking the water he gave you. Hey, Coach, I'm just wondering, why are we doing this? I just want you to work on your stamina level, that's all. Oh. Well, he's right. My stamina is quite low. We barely jogged for more than 1 minute, and I was already gasping for breath. I wonder if joining the team was a good idea or not. Well, that's not a big deal. We can work on that, as long as you want to do it. Which one? Yes. Yeah, I think I'll be able to do that. I don't want to disappoint you. Not after you begged me to join the team. That's the spirit. Yeah. Thanks, Walter. Huh? You're welcome? We should head back now, actually. Don't want you to be late after all. That's fair. You're heading home, yes? Mind if I tag along? Not at all. Nice. Oh, I didn't know there's another shortcut leading to the park. Oh, really? I thought you'd know by now. Well, I don't visit it often, but now I know it better. Glad to help. So what classes are you taking today, Walter? Oh, I don't remember. It's something related to psychology. I'm teaching psychology of sexuality. Oh, you didn't strike me as someone who'd teach that. I got that often, to the point it doesn't even bother me anymore. Oh, well, I'm sorry, Coach. It's all good, no worries. That aside, I'm going to stop by your place to take a shower again if that's fine with you. Oh, sure. You can take a shower first if you want, Coach. That's fine. I'll do it after you. Okay. Horrible choice. Horrible choice. You made sure you got everything before you headed to the bathroom. Couldn't be too careful around him after all. He gave that impression that if you let your guard down, he'd act as soon as he could. I don't want to re-experience what happened 3 days ago. That's the spirit. Since Coach Gill was waiting outside for his turn, you spent less time in the shower than usual. After you rinsed your body, you stepped out of the shower. You dried yourself with a towel and got dressed as soon as possible. I should tell him that I'm done. When you reached your living room, you noticed that he was standing and looking around curiously. You can use the shower now, Coach. Oh? Okay. Do you need a towel to dry yourself or anything? Don't worry, I brought my own. I see. Okay. He headed to the bathroom, leaving you alone in the living room. You decided to sit down on the couch and wait for him to finish showering. It almost looks like he planned to take a shower here. Or maybe not, I don't know. Maybe he planned to go home after exercising? Speaking of home, I wonder where he lives. I remember him mentioning that he missed the bus, so I'm going to assume that it's in the city. You sat there wondering about him some more. I'm done. Oh! He came out of the shower looking fresh, but there was something off about him. He was wearing the same hoodie as the one he wore when exercising this morning. And he was carrying an extra bag, too. Wait, are you wearing the same hoodie as before? No. I just happened to have 2 of them. I got it when they had a buy one get one sale. I was a little bit too lazy to look for the other design, so I just grabbed 2 of them. Oh, okay. I just thought you were wearing the same hoodie. Nah, I want to smell nice when I teach. What about that bag? Ah, that's just my dirty clothes. If you want, you can leave them here. I don't mind. Really? Yeah, I can wash it for you. I don't have a lot of laundry to begin with, so adding more wouldn't be a problem. If that's the case, I'll do that. Thanks a lot, Walter. Don't mention it. Just put it next to the couch and I'll wash it later. Okay. He dropped the bag next to the couch. I think we should go now. He tapped his forearm as if he were telling you to look at the time. Oh, whoa. We're almost late. Let's head out, Coach. After you. Oh, whoa. Have you figured out which class you're taking today? Crap, I totally forgot about that. It's fine, we'll figure it out. Or, you know, you could take my class instead. Huh? I can do that? It's your first week, isn't it? It is. Then yeah, it's totally fine. Chances are that you have nothing written in the subject part of your attendance book for today, so you can write Psychology of Sexuality in the subject section. Yeah, I read this subject once I'm in the classroom, so it's clear. And don't worry about it. I already told the class I'd be a bit late, so let's take it easy. I feel like I'm doing something really illegal. Except it's not. I mean, if you want to look like we weren't planning this, you could go to the class before me. Actually, you should do that, yeah. Why is that? There's one... Never mind, it's not important. There was a short pause before he said anything. The gap was too small to be noticed, but it was definitely there. You didn't notice that until his expression changed slightly. Huh, okay then, I'm not gonna pry. It's better that you don't. He looked troubled, but there's nothing you could do if he didn't want to tell you. What makes Psychology of Sexuality different than Psych 101? Well, Psych 101 is laying the groundwork for the perspective of psychology themselves. What? Like how they are researched, how different theories are invented, how they relate to each other, and so on. While it's not strictly necessary to understand Psych of Sexuality, it's recommended. Since you agreed to take my class instead of Psych 101, I'll teach you some basics to understand my class. Oh, okay. I'd like that. Anyway, Psychology of Sexuality emphasizes how those perspectives apply to sex, romance, and intimacy. It also gets into how sex, romance, and intimacy affect people's mental health, well-being, and how they socialize. And gender identity plays a big role. Attitude toward different sexual orientations and how these attitudes form are subject to study as well. But let me back up a bit. For example, the evolutionary perspective says that people crave sex and strong sexual bonds in order to reproduce or fulfill base desires, while other behaviors and thoughts are arising because of that. But the personality perspective says sex and romance would fulfill certain goals a person has, whether they realize that they have them or not. It's not so much one perspective trying to win out against the others, so much as it's trying to explain all the different events that happen with sex and romance as completely as possible, in a research-driven way. So you're saying that it's trying to explain sex and romance in a clinical way? Yes. Okay, I can understand that, yeah. It can go in depth regarding that, but you have a class to attend and I need to teach myself. Yeah, I forgot. You can go in without me. I'll go to my office first. Okay. When you headed into the class, you saw a lot of unfamiliar faces. Probably all of them. Except one guy, Talbot. The one that stopped Coach Gill from doing something to you. Were you thankful when that happened? Yes, but for some reason you weren't that excited when you saw him, so you decided not to look at him. You were hoping that you could spend more time with Coach in the locker room, actually. There was one empty spot next to a student, so you decided to sit next to him. Oh hey, I know you. Huh? You do? Yeah, English class. Walter, isn't it? Hi, yeah, that's me. I'm Jared. Nice to meet you. Oh, yeah, nice to meet you too. I feel bad that I didn't know him. Just let me know if you need anything. You look like a cool guy. Oh, will do, thanks. Ah, look, our teacher is here. Coach Gill walked into the class casually and smiled at you briefly. It felt so weird because you two were planning it, but he looked so calm, so you decided not to think about it that much. Alright, good morning everyone. Sorry that I'm late. I tried my best to come here as soon as possible, but I still got here late. That's a total lie. Anyway, before we get into the syllabus itself, I have one question for you. How many of you signed up for this course thinking it was sex ed or a place to make dirty jokes? What happened next was quite shocking. There were a lot of people who raised their hands, and interestingly, Coach Gill didn't look as surprised as you thought he'd be. Figures. Okay, you guys can put your hands down now. Going to make this clear. This is just a psychology course like any other here, except it's focusing on sex, romance, and intimacy. I won't be teaching anyone how to seduce anyone or anything like that. Although the ways that people do that can have interesting effects on people's mentalities, so we'll talk about those things in a more clinical way. Plus, I'm pretty sure that you guys can seduce each other just fine anyway. There's no need for me to teach you guys. You could hear the students chuckling when he said that. Seemed like this class would be a fun one. Okay, now we're going into the syllabus. We're going to learn about types of relationships, defining what intimacy is, different perspectives on sex and romance, the history of sex research, and how culture and religion play a role. It might seem a lot to do in a trimester, but don't worry, it's not. Since this might or might not be your first time attending this course, we'll talk about the basics first. What's the basics? Just the definitions, what to expect, something like that. Okay. You saw Coach Gill start writing the word biological on the blackboard. To start with, I will outline the 5 big psychological approaches that are used to understand any psychological event. We've got the biological approach, the psychodynamic approach, then cognitive, behavioral, and humanistic. I took a psychology class once last year, and my brain was fried. I do not remember a damn thing from that class. There are other perspectives within those perspectives, but we don't worry about those just yet. We'll use these approaches and their theories as the framework for understanding the research we'll be discussing, and of course, we're looking at how they apply to sex in particular. Biological is pretty straightforward. Researchers arguing that sex and romance are dictated by impulses in your body and brain, basic instinct, evolution, hormones, and the desire to reproduce specifically. Psychodynamic is all about the unconscious mind. It argues you don't really know why you're in love or horny or whatever, but someone analyzing your dreams could figure it out. Coach Gill frowned a little, stopping in the middle of writing the other words. That one's not as relevant anymore, but it's still an important part of the history of sex research. Hell, of psych research in general. The cognitive approach is fairly complex. To oversimplify, it argues that sex and romance are shaped by your memories. Any formative experiences that stayed with you turn into your preferences for partners and certain intimate acts. Like, if you had a strong father figure growing up who protected you from trauma, or the opposite, one who gave you trauma, your memories of that father figure would cause you to be drawn to people similar to him or to be repulsed by them. So people with actual daddy issues wouldn't want to date daddies. Coach Gill looked over and gave a smirk as the rest of the class snickered. Actually, in psychology, the term daddy issues is called the father complex, pioneered by Freud and later taken up by Jung and subsequent thinkers in the field. Anyway, it's not that simple actually. In a lot of cases, it's the opposite. People with daddy issues would date daddies, whether they are male or female. Of course, I was just borrowing your terms. There are better terms for that, but if that makes it easier for you to understand, we'll use that. With that, a strange kind of tension seemed to fall over you and the rest of the students. It just wasn't a question anyone expected a teacher to take seriously, but you could tell that he was probably right. Fetishes aren't something I plan on talking about too much for this course, but they're certainly fascinating. I feel like I walked into something I didn't want to. As you followed along with the rest of Coach Gill's explanation, you tried to imagine doing the same thing each Friday until the end of the trimester. But you couldn't. You couldn't possibly guess what this class had in store for you, not with Coach Gill teaching it. Understanding the behavioral approach boils down to what's known as conditions, getting someone to associate a certain trigger with a certain event or idea or memory. So someone who sees a lot of porn videos set in parks could get aroused just by seeing a park, not even thinking about porn while doing it, just from that trigger. Was this a good idea? Were you going to be okay in Coach Gill's class? The thing about the humanistic approach is that it's more about sex positivity and identifying harmful trends in relationships. It's the belief that we're all good people at heart, so sex partners and romances are part of a journey to realizing your best self. Hell, that applied to being on his basketball team, too. Even disregarding him touching you, Coach Gill seemed kind of dangerous. The kind of man who got what he wanted sooner or later, so seeing him act like a normal teacher felt bizarre. After a while, these thoughts were still with you, and while Coach Gill described a man cheating on his wife and how each approach would explain why that happened. It all seemed fine until the lecture took a sharp left turn. Hey Teach, what about consent? Do you think that's important? Suddenly, the tension in the room in your body grew frighteningly heavy. You mean in the scope of the course? Sure, but I mean in general, is consent important? That look on that guy's face, he knows exactly what he's doing. He was clearly confronting him, and in the face of it, Coach Gill smiled and nodded. Of course it is. It's so easily misunderstood for how it works. There's seminars for harassment and appropriate conduct in workplaces for a reason. In particular, people struggle with the concept of welcome versus unwelcome conduct. If one person doesn't accept what the other person is doing or saying, it's unwelcome conduct. It's assault. And if it's happening at work or in school, it's especially troublesome for the regulations in place. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Not from him. You're profoundly uncomfortable by how confused and conflicted you are now. Angry, relieved, annoyed? You didn't even know how to feel. The only word that fit was shocked. However, the class hung on his every word. If all people involved enjoy what's happening, then it's considered welcome conduct. So long as it doesn't interfere with productivity or lead to abuse of authority, welcome conduct is harmless. Hang on. Okay, so we were sitting in this room for like 10 minutes. And I think I have a clear, might have a clear understanding of what the fuck is going on with his brain. Okay, so Walter does enjoy it, kind of does, kind of doesn't. So like, is it? I don't know. Maybe it's like something that he said in the past that he doesn't remember? Maybe? I don't know. The tricky part is telling the difference. Coming from him, this whole thing about consent sounds so ironic. Flashback to 3 days ago. But considering how much he knows about these kinds of things, what he did lately made sense. He did apologize once he realized that I was upset and no longer enjoying it. The class fell silent after that. You couldn't tell if that was a good thing or a bad thing. It seemed like they all knew that he wasn't the guy that cared about consent. Not to mention, he had this kind of bad rep going around him. Everyone knew about his lecherous nature. The fact that he shrugged it off just like that, there's something cool about it. Could someone even say that was cool? Probably not. He handled the situation perfectly, was more fitting. Now back to how this cheating husband might have been conditioned to expect women to disappoint him. The rest of the lecture was a blur. You tried to pay attention, but it just wasn't happening. The time really dragged on. A course never felt this long and awkward before. It seemed like they were trying to get on Coach Gill's nerves, but it just didn't happen. You eventually learned a thing or two about him. It was supposed to be a fun, wit-filled class session, but somehow it turned into a battlefield for some students and him. Finally! It's done! Quite tiring, huh? It is. It was a heck of a ride. I didn't know what was happening, to be honest. Same here. It was really wild. You were the one who started the wild. Well, I was honestly curious. Sure, I believe you. Anyway, I gotta meet my girlfriend now. She's waiting for me in front of the classroom, so I'll see you later. Okay, have a good day, Jared. You too. He walked to greet his girlfriend, and you saw them walking together. Daw, they look sweet. Since Coach Gill left the classroom when it concluded, you had nothing to do until the practice started. Maybe I should go eat something before then. I'm a little bit hungry after that exercise I did with Coach. And I need to rest my mind after what happened. It's always crowded in here. I thought I would be able to rest my mind here, but it's not going to happen, it seems. And I don't see Anders either, so I can't sit next to him. Hold that thought, Walter. That sounded really mean. It sounded like you were using him so you could find a place to sit down. My mind is a mess after that psychology class. I'm just going to eat whatever they have today. And quick, too. My legs are going to give out soon. My phone just vibrated. I wonder why that is. You hurried to get in the line before it looked more crowded. When you got your food and paid for the meal, you looked for a place to sit down. Even though it took you a while, you eventually found a seat. It wasn't easy, so it felt more satisfying than before. Now that I'm finally sitting, I should check what that was. You pulled your phone out of your pocket. You revealed a text message from Coach Gill when you looked at the screen. He said the practice would start in an hour, huh? Let's see, he sent that 25 minutes ago. I still have more than half an hour to enjoy this lunch. You don't... After you finished eating lunch, you headed to the restroom to change your pants to the pair Coach Gill gave you. You could have changed in the locker room, but you were a little bit too shy to change there. With the training pants on, you headed to the school gym. You were greeted as soon as you opened the door. The newbie team members and Gordon were here, Brom included. Hey. Oh, Walter, you're here. You two are early. And the others too. Looks like I'm not that late. Nah, not really. The others are already outside with Talbot. Gordon's here because, well, he wanted to say sorry. Huh? What gives? Sorry that we pressured you to open the box. I'm not sure what would happen if we did. Coach Gill didn't seem like he wanted anyone to open that box. Even though we're so curious. That part is very true. Well, nothing happened, so there's no need to apologize. You sure? Yeah. Thank you, Walter. Yeah, no problem. The other reason Gordon stayed here is because he doesn't like Talbot too much. Huh? Why's that? He's a bitch. I mean, he's a great player, but he's a little bit... I don't know how to explain it. I think I know what you mean. Well, as long as we stick together, we should be fine. Yeah. That's a weird thing to say in this situation, but okay. I'm going before he starts nagging me. Have fun, Gordon. Good luck. Wave. I fucking love Gordon. He got up and headed to the outdoor courts while saying his action out loud instead of doing it. That is fucking amazing. It weirded you out a little, but you decided not to mention anything about it to Brom. No, it's cool as fuck. Like, he doesn't do shit, he just says it. Like, he just, like, wave, and, like, he just says wave instead of actually waving. Stop doing that! Gordon actually reminds me of someone. Oh, who is it? Anders. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Both of them are not the type to speak their minds sometimes. Although I don't know about Anders, but Gordon still doesn't talk a lot with his close friends. He's just really quiet and pretty straightforward, too. I see. Quiet guys look a bit cool, yeah. No homo, but he does. You rolled your eyes at the no homo part. It was usually the opposite when someone said that, in your experience, that is. Coach Gill is taking a while, huh? Well, in his defense, there's still 5 minutes before the practice starts. That's true. How's your class today, Walter? What did you take? I took his class, Psychology of Sexuality, and boy, it was hell. I feel like my brain cells just tangled themselves. Oof, psychology, huh? That's something I'd never take. It's already shocking that Coach teaches something like that. He didn't strike me as someone who would teach psychology. I know, right? That's twice now, Walter. I may need to punish you if you keep saying that. What kind of punishment? He pulled you close to him and whispered something. Why don't you find out yourself? What? Ooh, what is this? You thought Brom would be disgusted or something, but he was intrigued apparently? Not sure about the others though. Just some teacher-student bonding. Coach winked at Brom and he replied with the finger guns motions. He's really different when he's teaching. It's like looking at a whole different person. Well, is everyone here? Yeah, Talbot and the others are training outside. Alright. Since everyone's here, let's start our practice. Well, not really practice, it's more like explaining the rules. Has everyone read the pamphlet I handed to you yesterday? What pamphlet? Brom, any idea? Not that I remember. How about the others? 3 of them nodded in response. It seemed like both of you totally forgot about it. Since both of you didn't read the thing, run 5 runs around the track, now. Huh? But... No buts, get into it. Brom patted your shoulder as if he was sympathizing with you. You too, Brom. Gah! Busted! The rest of you, we'll learn about the rules. Oh my god. Both of you got up and got ready to run around the basketball court. Sucks to be us, huh? Yeah, I don't remember anything about reading the rules, to be honest. You did as instructed and started doing laps with Brom. Yeah, me neither. I was too busy watching anime. Are you and Coach Gill a thing? What? Where did that come from? Just the impression I got. No, we're not a thing. Don't get weird ideas. Alright, alright. Ugh, my legs are sore from this morning and now I have to run again. Stop talking and run faster. Both of you. Yikes! Ooh, I wasn't expecting this one to join the team. You should get used to it. Coach Gill is a little bit strict when it comes to practicing. I see. Wow, he keeps surprising me. Looks like I didn't really know him after all. Well, even so, he cares about us a lot. If you guys are done, drink some water and listen to the rules. See? After you drank some water and calmed down your body, you sat down and listened to the in-depth rules. It wasn't as complex as you thought it'd be, actually. Some of them are straightforward, and there were some that didn't make any sense until Coach Gill told you the simplified version of it. But overall, it wasn't that hard to understand, and you managed to familiarize yourself with the rules. Braum, however, seemed like he didn't understand a lot of it, but he'd pull through eventually. Or he already did, but he pretended to be dumb so Coach Gill wouldn't ask him to play. Alright, that's the end of practice today. If we keep this up, you guys will be able to practice with the others very soon. Oh, but I want you two to read the thing today. No excuses. Geez, okay, Coach. Okay, will do. Good, practice dismissed. Have a good day, everyone. With the practice ended, everyone was getting ready to head home. Braum was waiting for Gordon to come into the school gym while you pondered about what to do. Not long after, Talbot and the others were here. They were probably reporting today's basketball practice. Once they were done, Braum and the others headed home, and Talbot started talking with Coach Gill. Their conversation wasn't really clear to you. They were probably talking about today's practice, but there was something else that bothered you. Judging by how he talked to Coach Gill, he was needlessly close. It was clear that Coach Gill was somewhat bothered by it. However, he didn't even complain at all. Wait, why am I bothered by that? That doesn't matter to me. This is weird. I'm going home. Plus, they're talking about the practice. This is so unnecessary. You approached Coach Gill and Talbot to say your goodbye. Excuse me? Excuse you? What? There's no need to be like that, you two. Is there something you need, Walter? Nah, nothing. You two are busy discussing something, so I tried to find a good time to say something. That's considerate of you. Thank you. Well, I'm just going to say if there's nothing I can do here, I'm going home now. Have a good day, Coach. Talbot? Oh, okay. Take care, Walter. Goodbye. You didn't realize that you slammed the door until you heard the door slamming behind you. What is this feeling I can't understand? There was a strange feeling lingering inside, and you couldn't understand it. The fact that you couldn't understand it made you even more frustrated. I'm tired for some reason. I should leave. You left the school feeling sluggish not from the practice or this morning's exercise, but from what happened earlier. That's why I can't speak. Do we want to go home or to the playground? Oh, hiya. Maybe I should go to the playground and relax a bit. Not sure how it could help me relax, but I feel like going there. The playground was quieter than you expected. Once you arrived there, you sat down on a nearby swing, thinking about whatever you could think of. It doesn't really help me relax, but at least I got the piece I want here. Pretty sure it'd be the same at my house. What's up with that Talbot? Seemed like he was trying to prevent me from talking with Coach Gill. I know I'm a bit dense, but that was really obvious. Maybe he didn't want me to use our relationship as an advantage in the basketball practice? But I wasn't even planning on that. You spent some more time thinking about it. The sun was setting, and you were still here swinging on a swing. If anyone saw you being on a swing this long, they would think that you were a loser. It's getting late. Ugh. I'm too lazy to go home at this point. What should I do? Slay. I still want to stay here. I don't have anything to do at home anyway. You spent some more time at the playground. You looked at the sand and started kicking it. Today had been a weird and tiring day, and you felt like you needed to do something, but you didn't know what it was. Suddenly, a familiar voice could be heard. You weren't sure if you were imagining things or it was real, until you looked up and saw Coach Gill walking toward you. Oh, what are you doing here? Oh, hey Coach, I'm just sitting. Well, I can see that. Have you been here since we finished practicing? Yeah, I didn't feel like going home, to be honest. Why is that? I don't have anything to do at home, so I thought I'd stop by and relax. And suddenly it was already this late. I see. Why are you here, Coach? I just wanted to come here for some reason. Huh. Okay. Since we're both here, let's talk. Well, what are we going to talk about? Let's say we get to know each other some more. That's really random, Coach. Well, I just noticed we haven't gotten to know each other properly. How so? Well, you sorta avoided me in high school. That's true. I was a third year, and then you suddenly popped out of nowhere to say that you liked me. Of course I'd be avoiding you. Like, you're my PE teacher and a guy. So, if I weren't your PE teacher and a guy, you wouldn't have been avoiding me? That's not the point. I wasn't joking when I told you that I like you, though. What? Don't joke like that, Coach. I gotta ask another thing, though. Do you find it weird that a guy teases you a lot? No, I don't really mind. I see. Okay, I gotta admit, I was joking back then in high school, but I wasn't when I said that I like you this morning. Haha, that's funny, Coach. I thought we were getting to know each other. Why are we discussing this? It's part of the process. Sure. Well, I'm curious, what makes you like me? Do I need a reason? I don't know, actually. There is, but I'm not gonna tell. But why? It's not fun if you know everything in one go. Fine. What about you, Walter? Do you like me? Define like. It can be whatever you want it to be. Which one? Do you want to slay or slay him? The impossible has happened. The impossible has happened. Walter can not be a dumbass. We're going to say that we like him. Okay, so that's just... Yeah, sure, I like you, but not in a weird way. What is this weird way you're talking about? Like... You had a hard time thinking of a way to explain it to him. You don't need to answer that. I'm just glad that you didn't dislike me in any way possible. Why would I dislike you? I thought I'd touch you without your consent and all. Yeah, it's fine. If all people involved enjoy what's happening, that is considered welcome conduct, right? Huh? You actually listened. Good to know. Does that mean you enjoyed all my touching and groping? No Bible. No Bible. I need something weirdly wholesome for this. That is not at all wholesome. Why did I even get this down? Yeah, that is not wholesome at all. I was going to try and read something from the Dragon Ball Z manga, but could not find anything that was wholesome. It was all a bunch of murder. How? Which one? My God. Oh, we're just dying now. Just a little bit. Interesting. You spent some time talking with Coach Gill about several things. It wasn't in vain since you felt like you actually gotten closer to him. Make yourself at home, Coach. Will do. After feeling that was enough of playground for one day, both of you decided to go home when the sky got dark. That was what you had planned at first, but Coach Gill told you he'd be staying here for the night. It wasn't clear what he was planning to do, nor did you question it. Oh, hiya. The only thing in your mind was that you needed to change your clothes and take a shower real bad. Because of that, you only said, sure, why not, instead of, really? Why not? I'm going to change my clothes and take a shower, so please wait a moment. Yeah, take your time. You saw a small bag next to the couch on your way to the bathroom. Oh, I forgot about Coach's dirty clothes. I should take it with me. Since it was located on the floor, you had to bend over to grab the small bag. When you did, you heard Coach Gill whistle out of nowhere, presumably when he looked at your ass. When you turned around, you noticed that he'd been looking at you with a smirk. It was somewhat inviting. You decided not to react to it and headed to the bathroom instead. Door locked. Clean clothes? Check. Coach Gill's dirty clothes? Brought. I'm ready for a nice, relaxing, warm shower, but before that, let me clean his clothes first. You pulled the clothes out of the bag. As you expected, there was a pair of underwear in it. You weren't sure if it was intentional or not. It was Coach Gill after all, so it was hard to figure out. You decided not to do anything about it, even though you were intrigued. What in the hell? What in the hell? That describes the mood right now. Even so, sniffing at something was your kind of thing. It was like an instinct for you. I'm not ready to turn into a pervert. Yet. As you shoved all of the dirty clothes in, there was a sense of pride inside that you managed to resist it. You hopped into the shower happily. Pride for doing the bare minimum? My God. Hey, Coach, I'm done taking a shower. Alright, it's my turn now, I guess. Wish you'd let me join you earlier, though. Not gonna happen, you perverted mutt. I know. I just like to tease you like that. Just take a shower. You sat down where you previously sat. You looked at your bag and you remembered that you had to review the basketball rules. I don't want to get punished again. I should just read it. As lazy as you felt right now, you had no choice but to read through the pamphlet. It contained basic things you needed to know about basketball. It was pretty much the same thing as what Coach Gill explained. Why did he ask you to read this out of the blue? Was there anything hidden in this piece of paper? You kept asking questions, but you eventually read the whole thing, and by then, Coach Gill had just finished showering. Woo, that's a lot better. He walked toward the sofa and plopped himself onto the other end of the couch. Before he moved an inch closer to you, even though he wasn't touching you yet, the gap between you and him was getting smaller. I think you're getting too close, Coach. He didn't listen to you and moved another inch closer again. Then he moved toward you. The more you moved away, the more he moved towards you, the more you moved away. Although sure why you did that, you had a feeling if he got too close there'd be another problem in store for you. And you were not ready for that kind of trouble. He kept moving away from him and finally reached the end of the couch. You had no choice but to get up and just sit on the floor. Stop doing this to me! Okay, get up here, you. You sure you won't do that again if I sit there? I promise. Okay. Sure enough, after you got back up, he didn't do anything weird anymore. Maybe he was the type who took promises seriously? Well, to be fair, you shouldn't break any promises you'd made, so it was good that he had that trait. Now that you're not that tired anymore, you realize that you hadn't asked the reason he was staying for the night at your place. Coach, what is it? Why are you staying here again? Good question. Because why not? And I just want to use my sleepover ticket. He still remembers that thing from the other day. Are you making fun of me? There's no reason, really. I just didn't feel like going home. Maybe I just want to spend more time with you? Huh, okay. But we did sort of spend some time at the playground. True, then let me rephrase. I just want to spend some more time with you. That's understandable. Anyway, how are you feeling? You exercised a lot today. And whose fault was that? Yours. How so? You didn't read the pamphlet I asked you to read. Well, he had a point. How about this morning? That's different. Fine. Speaking of the pamphlet, have you read it today? Yeah, I just read it a while ago when you went to the bathroom. I see. Good job, Walter. Thanks, Coach. Anyway, I'm getting a bit tired. Should we go to sleep? Sure, I'm exhausted, I'm not gonna lie. Don't worry, I'll sleep here. I'll let you have your sleep. And I won't do anything weird, I promise. At least you promised. Hearing that made you feel a lot better. I'll get you a quilt and a pillow, Coach. Give me a moment. Thank you. You headed to your room quickly to get him a quilt and a pillow. Once you got them, you put it next to the couch. That should be it. Alright, good night, Walter. Night, Coach. You headed to your room and plopped yourself into your bed. The light was on, but you didn't care about it anymore. It didn't take you too long to fall asleep. Oh, that is not good. Electric is going to be sky high or something. Day 6. After class. My head hurts. You woke up feeling disoriented. What time is it? Before you could check the time, you heard someone walk past your room. Who's there? Then you remember that Coach Gill stayed here last night. What happened last night was still a blur, but you were sure nothing weird happened to you. Well, that wasn't important. You decided to get up and greet him. Wait, what if this is one of my weird dreams? To make sure it wasn't a dream, you pinched one of your cheeks. Ouch, it hurt. Why did I pinch so hard? That's dumb. Well, I know it's not a dream. I should head out now. I bet he's in the kitchen because it smells so good right now. Good morning. Whoa. Thank God he's wearing pants. Awooga. Good morning, Walter. Finally awake? Where's your shirt? It's in the living room. Why? Nothing. Go sit down. I'll have food ready for you soon. Here you go, Walter. Thank you. Don't mention it. You don't have to do this, though. I thought you wanted someone to cook for you. That was a joke. I know. I just wanted to have breakfast with you. Makes it sound like a married couple, doesn't it? Which one? Played a little bit of his episode 1. His side story. Like I made it past the part where it's Walter for the first time, and Walter was so weirded out. Like little baby Walter's so precious, but looks the same. Maybe if you're not my teacher, maybe I should consider quitting. I bet you wouldn't dare to do that. That was a joke. That aside, it tastes so good. I take pride in my cooking after all. I can see that. It's almost too fancy for breakfast. Anyway, it's the weekend. Do you have any plans? No, not at all. You avoided eye contact with him so you wouldn't get more flustered than you already were. Also, Walter, my eyes are up here. Yeah, I couldn't look you in the eyes right now, even when you have another pair of eyes looking at me. Pfft. If you want to stare at my nipples, you are welcome to do so. Wow! Gee, get dressed, okay? Fine. After we eat. There, I'm all dressed up. Happy? I appreciate that. Although he could have worn that earlier. I should head home soon, actually. Oh, already? Aw, I didn't know you'll miss me. I didn't say that. As much as I want to stay here, I need to head back and change my clothes. Ah, that's a shame. Oh, what? Nothing. Speaking of clothes, hold on. Crap, I forgot to get them out of the dryer. Good thing they weren't in the washing machine. You put everything back into Coach Gill's duffel bag and carried it with you. Here. My clothes. Thank you, Walter. Don't mention it. Got him his clothes, hoping that he'd stay longer. Wait, what am I thinking? Gah, brain, don't do this to me. Walter? Yes? I should get going now. Oh, okay, let me open the door for you. Thank you. Once you open the door, he quickly stepped outside. Feel free to text me if you want to hang out later. Will do, Coach. He seemed like he was rushing. I wonder what's up. Well, he said I can text him if I want to hang out with him. Maybe I'll do that. Later, that is. He just left. I should go shower now. I haven't checked. What time is it anyway? Huh, it's almost 9. Yeah, time to shower and get ready for the weekend. After you were done cleaning yourself up, you headed back to your room looking for the clothes you would want to wear today. Doesn't look like it'll rain or anything. I'll just wear something casual. Walter's the reason the story is so slow. Damn it, Walter! Once you got dressed, you felt a sudden urge to head outside. Maybe I should head outside, actually. But as soon as you said that, your motivation was gone. On second thought, maybe not. And you just plopped yourself onto the bed and played with your phone. Yeah, this is better. It didn't last long. As soon as you'd gotten comfortable, someone rang your doorbell, which no one had ever done before. Could it be the landlord? Dang it, I was just getting comfortable too. Coming. No, Lars? Sorry, did I interrupt anything important? No, not at all. Come on in. He was the last person you had expected to show up in front of you. There were a lot of questions in your head that you wanted to ask, but let's get him seated first. I haven't seen you in quite a while. Where have you been? Mr. Parker's route pisses me off. It pisses me off to no end. It's like, they finally admit that they like each other, but they can't be together. So it might turn into like a forbidden love type deal. I haven't seen you in quite a while. Where have you been? I've been here and there. That was weirdly vague. Maybe I shouldn't have asked about that. Oh, okay. How have you been? Right? I've been doing fine. I'm glad to hear that. How about you? I've been fine too. That's good. Right, go make yourself at home. I'll see if there's anything to eat or drink. But that's fine. I ate on my way here. Huh? Okay then. Well, you said that you'd need him to sit down first, but he was still standing up. What are you doing? Go sit down. Can I? Why can't you, silly? Once he sat down, you noticed that he was looking around curiously. How did you get here anyway? I don't recall telling you where I live. I asked Gilbert. Sorry if I'm not supposed to know. What's with him being so submissive? You're fine. Don't worry about it. If anything, I'm glad you're here. I was starting to get bored. This house is so big. Maybe, yeah, a little bit. Trying to change the topic, you looked for something that might be able to distract him. He had a backpack with him. That was nothing out of the ordinary. But you noticed he had the same carry-on bag as Coach Gill. Nice bag. Huh? The one you're carrying. Yeah, right. Gilbert asked me to give this to you. Here. Huh? From Coach Gill? I wonder what it is. Did he meet Coach Gill on his way here? Don't open it when anyone's around, he said. Huh. Okay then. You put the bag next to you and stared at the windows. Never thought it'd feel this awkward. It's almost like talking with Anders all over again. I think it's because he came here without telling me. Speaking of, why is he here? Maybe I should ask him? Which one? He's so shy. He's so shy. Big kitty shy. Oh, fuck it, let's just... But how am I going to ask him? I don't want to come off as rude. Why are you here? What brings you here? Do you need anything from me? I'm so confused. Sorry about going here without letting you know. I couldn't find a way to tell you. That's okay, really. I just haven't seen you in quite a while, and I was wondering how you were doing. Huh, that's surprising. Is that another way of saying I miss you? Nah, that's not it. Maybe a little bit out of nowhere, I know. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you? For what? For talking with me the other day. To be honest with you, I was having a rough day. Oh no, why didn't you tell me? Are you at least okay now? Yeah, thanks to you. Well, I'm glad I could help then. I didn't have to ask after all. Right, I'm fairly new to this place, so I'm curious. What did you eat on your way here? Drinking, more like. Ooh, what drink? Something that feels like jellies, but aren't jellies. Please elaborate. They're black little pearls. He had boba. Tapioca balls. Those are hot right now. Really? But I had it iced. Seriously? Hmm? I mean, they're popular right now. Oh. I was about to head out, but I got unmotivated. Maybe I should ask him to go out with me? Lars. Yes? Do you want to head outside with me? Oh, yes. I'm curious about the city. Do you know how to get there? Yeah, I do. I used to live there. Ooh, a city boy. Far from it. I was there for work. That's all. He is. Big Kitty doesn't understand new stuff. That's just going to be his whole thing now. Just like Big Kitty. He doesn't understand stuff. So be nice to him. What do you do for a living? He hesitated before giving you an honest yet evasive answer. I was working in a publishing company. I see. I wonder how it looks like. It's not that bad. I could show you around the area if you'd like. Yes, please. Then we should take the bus from Publix. At least I think that's the nearest bus stop around. Yeah, it is. Let's go there. Ah, that's the bus. I'm glad we're not too early or too late. That's certainly convenient. Once the bus stopped, the door opened. People started getting off the bus, along with one familiar face. Mark? Huh? What are you doing here? And who is this guy? Ah, this is my friend Lars. Lars, this is Mark, my friend and classmate. Best friend. Since when? Since I declared it. What? Yes, my question still stands. What are you doing here? The bus honked and that reminded you to get on before the door closed. Right, we need to get on the bus. Huh? Then why are you dragging me with you? I just got here, hey! Please tell me, why am I inside the bus again? Crap, I dragged you both without realizing. Sorry, Mark. Mark, I'll pay the bus fee. No, that's fine. Anyway, please answer my question already. What are you doing here? Lars is taking me to look at the city. To look around the city. Mark smirked as he looked at Lars. Oh, but why not ask Coach Gill? I think he might be busy right now, and Lars went to my place this morning. Huh, interesting. I think he does have a route. I genuinely think Lars has a route. Well, I'll tag along then. I plan to hang out with you anyway. Whew, glad you weren't doing an errand or something. Maybe that too. I was about to get something at Publix, but you just dragged me here. Well, I can wait. Are you sure? Yes. Okay then. We should probably sit down now. Okay, I'll sit with Lars. As you wish. As you said that, Lars's eyes lit up. You tilted your head a little bit, wondering what that was about. He quickly shook his head, assuring you that nothing was wrong. He's making that confused dog face. You know, the one where they just tilt their head a bit. You saw Mark had already seated himself, looking out through the window before playing with his phone. After you. Okay. Whoa. Hey, don't say that out loud. You sound like someone that never saw tall buildings before. In my defense, I didn't get to see them often, despite living in a big city. Now that we're here, what are you going to do? Didn't you say you wanted me to show you around my old workplace? Yeah. I could only show you the outside, though. I don't want to be seen walking around there. Nah, that's fine. Something tells me you didn't leave work peacefully, Big Kitty. More or less. Damn, you didn't even hide it. That's what happened. Well, since it's Saturday, you should stick around with Big Kitty over here. You don't want to get separated from him. Trust me. He has a point. You might get lost if you did. Well, I'll stay really close to him then. How are you this dense, Walter? That's cute. Lead the way then. How is he this dense? Here we are. Lars said he'd show you around the area, but it didn't feel like that was what was happening. Especially since you were standing behind a big tree outside of the office as if you were spies. Or can't we just walk there like any other person does? Well, he did say he left this place with a bad taste in his mouth, Walter. Also, didn't know you worked here, Big Kitty. Oh, you know this place, Mark? Somewhat. My dad's one of the higher-ups. Well, technically he stepped down since he needed to manage an even bigger company. Define a higher-up. Is commissary the right word? It is. For real? For real. That's cool. What was your father's name again? He goes by Mr. T. Right. When did that happen? Last time I was here, Mr. Thornton wasn't a commissary. You're friends with that old man of mine? More like an acquaintance. Good. Thornton, where did I hear that before? Wait, hold on. How did you know that Mark's father was this Mr. T? And why didn't Mark question it at all? Do they know each other? As you started to dive inside your thoughts, something distracted you from going down further. Oh, hey! What? There's someone sitting by the tree alone. She seems lonely. I think we've seen enough. Let's leave. Wait, I think I know her. I want to see if I was right. You guys wait here if you want. I'll be here. You looked over at Lars. Maybe staying here with him was a good choice. How are you feeling? Huh? Oh, I'm feeling fine. That doesn't sound like fine to you. Not a bit. Hold on. I think I'll stay here for a bit. You guys can go without me. Also, I have something important to tell you later, so don't turn off your phone notifications. He looked over at Mark from the distance and he looked back. He didn't do anything other than nod his head and went back to talk with the woman sitting by the tree. What happened? Mark said he'll stay there longer and asked us to go without him. I see. Well, no point staying here longer. Where are we going next? Any ideas? Mark mentioned about going to Publix. Now that I think about it, the Publix near my place is really big. I wonder if they have smaller chains. Actually, that's one of the many chains of Publix. Really? How big is the main building then? You'll be surprised. Want to go see? Yes, please. Here we are. Are we inside Publix right now? No, it's there. He pointed at a small outlet on the end of the corner. That was not exactly what you had in mind. Haha, nice joke, Lars. No, it's not a joke, really. Sure, I believe you. Right. Ugh. Come here. Wait, what? Here, look, it says, First Publix established in Highwell. Oh, why didn't you tell me so? He facepalmed as he let out the biggest sigh you've ever heard. Well, more like a disgruntled sigh. Ugh. How many floors are in this shopping mall? I think it's 5. I'm not too sure. Let's go around on the other floors then. Once you stepped off the escalators, it already felt like you were inside another building. The second floor's layout was a lot more different than the previous floor. And from what you'd seen so far, you'd assume that it was one big electronics department. I'm always amazed whenever I go here. My first time here, but yeah. Since we're here, maybe I'll look for a new phone. Oh, what's wrong with your current one? Nothing really, just slightly out of date. Maybe? Maybe? What's that supposed to mean? I've had this phone for a while now, that's all. Ah, I see. Okay. Maybe we can look around? I don't really remember where it is, though. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Or actually, let's just head over there. It's a little bit far. You need to squint your eyes to see what was there. Oh, yeah, that's where they sell the kind of phone I use. Yeah, I figured you'd want the same brand you're using. Ugh, if only Coach Gill understood me like that. Wait, what am I thinking? Walter? Yes, coming. Welcome. Are you looking for something? We're just going to browse around first. Okay. Browse around. That was the part you hated when you went shopping. Mainly, it was hard to find the things you'd want. The other reason was the shop attendant kept following you like you were going to steal their stuff. It was all unnecessary because her items on display were locked securely. But then again, you never worked in retail, so you wouldn't know the reason. Let's see. You browsed around comparing your phone with the newer ones. Other than bigger and better cameras on the back of the phones, they had no significant hardware upgrade from what you owned. Now I don't think my phone is outdated at all. I wonder what kind of phone Lars uses. I should ask him. Lars. No answer. Hey, Lars. Huh? Oh, shit. Still no answer. Now you started tugging his shirt while still keeping your eyes on the phone displays. Yes, sir? That wasn't Lars's voice. You looked over and apparently it was the attendant's shirt you were tugging at. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was my friend's shirt. It's okay. The attendant smiled and excused herself. You could see she went to fix her shirt. That was awkward. Now, where is he? Found him. After scanning around the area, you immediately noticed one big cat observing the displays by the counter across from you. What is he looking at? He was looking at a calico cat figurine placed on the display. What are you... But that was no ordinary figurine. One of its paws was moving up and down as if it was beckoning to you. Lars's head was following the movement, as if he was hypnotized. Except he wasn't. That is adorable. Lars. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. Have you decided to upgrade your phone? No, not yet, but I want to ask something. What phone are you using? Oh, that. Yes? I don't have a phone. Huh? But why? I can't afford one. Oh. Maybe I shouldn't upgrade my phone and get one for Lars instead. I have a lot of spending money I saved, but they are not exactly cheap. I don't know. Maybe I should ask my parents. Hold on a minute. I'm going to call my parents. Take your time. I'll be here. Let's see. Mom's number. Ring. Mrs. Graham speaking. Who is this? Hey, Mom, it's me. Who is me? Walter. Walter Graham. Ah, yes. How are you doing, my dear? I'm doing fine. I'm outside with my friend right now. How about you and Dad? We're doing fine. Do you need anything? I want to ask something. I have a friend I just met days ago, and we're at the shopping mall. I noticed that he doesn't have a phone, and I kind of want to get him one. What do you think? This friend of yours? What's his name? Lars. I don't know his last name, though. Do you trust him? I think I do. Well, how you spend your money is not our business. So do what you think is right, dear. One thing, if he doesn't want it, you shouldn't force him. Got it? Okay, Mom. Anything else? No thanks, Mom. I love you. Love you too. You thought Lars would still be looking at that Moneki Neko, but he was finally looking at the phones and trying it out. Something about it felt cute. Almost like watching cat videos where they mess with phone screens. Maybe you should grab your phone and start recording it. Tiger Man reacts curiously to phones. That sounded like a good title for a video. Slap in some clickbait thumbnail, and you'd be mining those views soon. That's not the time for that. Lars, question. Yes? What do you think about that phone? I like it. Do you want it? Well, not really. Are you sure? Yeah. Alrighty then. I'd like it, but I can't afford it anyway. Well, that's why I was asking you. Huh? If that's the case, I'm getting you this one. Huh? After countless instances of no from Lars, he eventually gave up and let you do what you wanted. Here. You shouldn't have. It's fine, I wouldn't have gotten it if I couldn't afford it. He looked hesitant to take it from your hand, but he eventually did. Okay. Thank you, Walter. Don't mention it. You know how to operate it and all, yes? I should. Good, good. Well, I think we're done here. I want to go somewhere else. Any ideas? Wow. How about the gym I used to go to? Ooh, let's go. We're gonna leave off here tonight. You just had to say it. Okay. Yeah. To the title screen. The mental gymnastics needed to just, yeah. Why is Lars the best boy in all the routes? I don't know, but I'm very excited to start his route. I am very excited too. But we gotta finish up Coach Gill first. We gotta finish Gill first. Like, I get the feeling that Lars's route is just going to be wholesome. It's just going to be so wholesome and just full of smiles. And if it isn't, I will be so disappointed. Like, he's just like doing a Lin Hu the entire time, like Lin Hu from Neko Jishi. He's just doing that the whole time. Hang on a minute. Hold on a goddamn minute. I think I already googled this, but can male cows produce milk? Yeah, I already googled it. Yeah, no. Although since he's a humanoid and humanoid and anthro characters do not have udders, or at least they shouldn't. Well, I just googled it. And apparently he can? Possibly? It's possible. It's possible. I'm just gonna close that tab because I never want to see that tab again. Anyways, not much else can be said. I am going to hop onto TikTok Live and make a TikTok on there, so, you should go there if you want to. But anyways, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.